everybody, and welcome back to Season 2 of the Football Podcast. Today we are joined by current Newcastle Jets defender Jordan Elsey. Jordan has made over 100 appearances for Adelaide United. During his time with the Reds, he won 2 FFA Cups and an A-League Premiership. We are now joined by Jordan Elsey. Jordan, how are you going?
Hey Harry, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. We'll talk about firstly you as a kid. Was it always football for you as a kid, or were there any other sports you're into?
It was mostly football. I used to play a lot of sports as kids do. I was into my swimming a lot, so I used to swim a lot. But then obviously football took over, and yeah, ever since then it's only been football. I would have loved to play AFL because I enjoy watching it, and I think I'll be decent at it. But football was number one, and it still is number one.
Did you have an idol growing up?
No, not really. I used to idolise teams, not really individual people. Just used to idolise Arsenal back in the day with Arsene Wenger, and yeah, I'm not really like a massive football fan, but I enjoy watching it obviously and enjoy following the mighty Arsenal.
Now to Adelaide United, you made your debut in 2013. Talk about like the week building up to your debut.
Yeah, it was a very big week, not only for me but for the club. It was the 10th year anniversary of Adelaide United, so it was a pretty big deal. And the game was against Melbourne Victory, so it was an original rivalry. It was a derby, and Highmarsh was packed. But I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. I like getting thrown in the deep end at some stages, so it was good. I enjoyed it. And then, yeah, ever since then, it's just been looking forward to the next game.
You've obviously played with a lot of great players at Adelaide United. Who's the best player you've played with at the Reds?
You've probably heard his name a lot. It's Elsey. He used to play in front of me. Obviously, I'm a defender and he's a midfielder. So I could just give him the ball whenever I wanted to, wherever I wanted to, and he would do something with it. So me and him had a great bond on and off the field. We got along really well. So he was one of the best players I played with. And then also Marcelo Kurowska was unbelievable, the things he could do with the ball.
Out of the 8 years you've played with the Reds, what is your most favourite moment?
Maybe for an individual moment would be scoring my first goal against Brisbane away. And then for a team moment, it would be either winning one of the FFA Cups or winning the Premiership. I know I didn't play in the grand final, but I had a lot to do during that season. I think I played 17, 18 games during that season. So, yeah, probably that season as a whole would be my highlight.
And now on to Newcastle. You made the move to Newcastle in August last year. How did the move to Newcastle come around, and how are you settling
in? First of all, I'm settling great. My wife's here and my dog Bentley's here, so we've settled in really well. It's a pretty easy place to settle into. It's a lot like Adelaide in a sense, just really relaxed and chilled, and that's the way I like it. To come over here to play for Newcastle, I was looking for a change. I was looking for a challenge, to challenge myself. Obviously, being an Adelaide boy, growing up in Adelaide my whole life, I wanted to step out of Adelaide and see what it's like elsewhere. So, and then also Arthur being the head coach, I spoke to him and it was very positive, and I was excited for what he wanted to do with his brand of football, and yeah, so it was an easy decision in the end.
Obviously, not playing for 3 weeks must hurt, but this weekend we versus Central Coast Mariners. How important is it to get 3 points this weekend if the game goes ahead?
Yeah, it's very important to get 3 points, not just against Central Coast, but against every team right now. As you can see, the league sort of starting to split up into not really 2 groups, but there's a divide. So if we want to stay with the top runners, and I think we have the team to do that. It's just not playing for 3 weeks is frustrating, but we're training hard every day and making the most out of training. So yeah, very looking forward to it.
Here's a question. On game day, who was the loudest in the dressing room and who was the quietest in the dressing room?
The loudest. I don't know. We're all pretty switched on. I guess in a sense of like loudest, as in talking, would be obviously the senior boys, the leaders that are trying to G up the boys and get their point across. Obviously, the foreigners are quiet on game day, but their quality once they step on the field, and there's no one that stands out or doesn't stand out.
Do you have any hobbies away from football?
Yes, I like fishing. I don't have my boat here though. It's in Adelaide, but I like fishing. Obviously, as I said before, my dog pretty much is my hobby as well. I take him everywhere, so I like to go out and do things with him. I've recently got back into golf, so there's a few good players in the team that are good at golf. So I need to work on my swing so I can compete with them boys. But yeah, with the training that we're doing, it's sometimes hard to fit in things. You got to rest the mind and the body after training. So yeah.
Have you thought about what you wanted to do after you finished playing football?
Yes, yeah, I have. Something in the property scheme. I'm very interested in property and all things property. So something around there. And also maybe coaching. I'm not too sure about coaching yet. We'll see how we go.
And lastly, my question is, who is the toughest striker you've ever come up against?
In the A-League, it would have to be Besar Brisha. Just the way he plays and how dangerous he is, and you need to be mentally switched on for every second of the game with him because he can pop up and score a goal. So it would be him. It would be him. We've had some good battles over the years, and I've enjoyed every one of them.
Jordan, I just want to say a massive thank you for taking your time to talk today. I've always wanted to have you on my podcast, and I'm so happy that you came on the podcast today. Good luck for the rest of the season. I hope to see you at a game soon.
You're a legend, Harry. Thanks for having me.
Go Jets. Go Jets.